School District High School football. Live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to Poudre School District Athletics. This morning, live from French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, the host Rocky Mountain Lobos have the visiting Fairview Knights, up from Boulder, Randy, in a great early season non-conference league game. And a high-scoring offense again coming from Fairview. We look forward to warming up the field, just watching everybody move around.
Yeah, and we have a continuation from last night. We had lightning come in. They suspended the game, Poudre and Fossil Ridge. We come in today, there's no lightning, but there's just enough mist to kind of make it uncomfortable. So
everybody's covered up down there, but we'll bring you the game along with myself, Randy McCoy, Grace Reeder today on camera. So if you're home and bundled up in Boulder, Colorado, and points around there, watching the game, enjoy it, and we'll do our best to explain what happens in front of you.
Yep, so anyway, we'll be back after these messages. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Toyota's national clearance event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those two rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
So we're back here. Rocky Mountain won the toss and deferred.
Which is the standard anymore. It's pretty rare for anybody to actually want to take the ball, but they'll be kicking off out of the north end zone. But now we'll have the Rocky Mountain Spirit Band from the national anthem.
The Rocky Mountain Lobos and the Fairview Knights. Both teams, thank you for your attendance today and request your cooperation in helping us to promote the highest level of sportsmanship.
So having the CHASA common courtesy sportsmanship. I think you're supposed to root for the other team this year.
That's just about to where we go.
No, I'm serious. In the volleyball, when it is, you're supposed to root for both teams. Sorry, folks. Just
commentating on the way it is.
Yeah.
Also, other sports are going on nearby. Rocky Mountain's got a softball game going across the way right now. That'd be a tough thing to be doing with the weather as it is.
Yeah, Poudre Ridge had a game. I drove by there. They had a game, so I think I'd rather be playing football than softball today. But, we've played many baseball games, we've coached many baseball games in weather like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you please rise.
And you hear in the background the wind, but you also hear the familiar voice.
Play the Star Spangled Banner.
And here's the Star Spangled Banner. Great shot of the band there, and I'm sitting down here looking at the Rocky Mountain sideline, and looks to me like they might have as many players in street clothes as they do dressed out.
Yeah, and most significantly, big old number 73 down there, your Spencer Lavelle, CSU commit. Probably pretty integral in the run game, as you'd imagine. And
there's your Rocky Mountain Lobos.
The way that works. Yeah, you got starters down the Lavelle. You got Hargraves sitting out there too. I look at just other kids that just get dinged up. It just happens. And trying to get healthy. They said Lavelle probably could have gone today if he wanted to, the Achilles issue. But then all of a sudden, you may miss 2 or 3 games later during conference, which is
this still is a non-conference game.
Yep.
And
Rocky Mountain will be playing their second top 10 ranked foe, Columbine earlier, and just as scheduling, they always seem to find the tough teams in the metro area to play. But the ongoing battles with Fairview, we've seen some great games on this field with Fairview.
Yes, we have, and Fairview always brings their potent offense. And
yeah, Coach McCartney, he always has a receiver, always has a quarterback, and this year running back to go with that too, Mariano Kemp. If any of you are high school football fans of a few years or more, Carlo Kemp is now playing for Michigan in his second year there. An outstanding older brother of the running back who is their leading rusher and their leading, not their leading receiver, but right up there, a very dangerous player. A 174-yard run already, Randy, and he is looking up at 5'10", and it says 230, and I believe the 230 part. He's an explosive, stocky athlete.
Yeah, you will know him when you see him. Quarterback as well, already has 8 touchdown passes in 2 games. And for those of you who don't know football much, that's a bunch.
Yeah, that's getting it out of your hands. Kicks high in the air. Nice kick into this cold, dark wind right down the corner, too. Returned at the 2-yard line. Nice tackle inside the 12. Good coverage getting downfield there. And you know what? You got to make them go as long as you can. That was a really nice kick, Randy, in a day like today.
And the wind is coming out of the southeast, maybe, or something like that.
Paduska, Max Paduska on the kick there, the senior. If you could put it down the corner, that gives your coverage team so much more of an advantage. So, breaking the huddle there, Jack Kelly, number 3. Very dangerous throw. Another tall, athletic passer for the Fairview Knights. Give to Kemp right up the middle. A little running room there, and then drags a couple guys forward with him. Kemp has gained about 5 on the first. Correction, Atkinson at quarterback there for the Knights. Trips to the top of the screen, one back. Quick throw on the out. Turn it up there, tackled by Stevens. Nice job of reaching forward there with that ball outstretched. Those Knights, they have that front number on those jerseys is really small.
So you want to keep an eye out for number 5, senior Kemp.
Yeah, you'll
know him when you see him.
Yeah, he'll touch the ball quite a lot. Right now, lined up right next to Atkinson in the backfield. Give up straight up the middle. Not much of a gain on that play. Nice job of getting up into the path there. Aaron Lambert and a few other the Lobos along with number 51. That's one you got to get to the ball. That Hayden Steffens there, you got to gang tackle him. There's just,
early too.
Yeah,
you can't let him get him going because you won't want to get in front of him then.
Yep, Tegan Leofau, the captain down the right end. Like I said, they're going to be busy on that front. Lobos play a 4-man down.
And Rocky Mountain coming off an impressive win over Fossil Ridge, so got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
2nd and 9, Atkinson to throw. Looks downfield, got a man over the middle. Underthrew him a little bit. Atkinson's got a long wind-up throw, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and they seem to be able to recruit a good quarterback every.
Well, he's just a sophomore too, so that explains that because that's the strong an arm, but the release and that'll get quicker as he gets older. Brings up 3rd and 9 now. Be a chance for the Lobos to get off the field.
Want to welcome our Fairview fans who may be watching us today. Didn't make the trip. It's a good day to watch it online.
Yeah, it's not even noon and the lights are on here at French Field. Pass down the middle, intercepted. threw that into triple coverage. Number 39 for the Lobos stepped in front of that. Grabbed it. Bo Vandersloy's the junior. Gives Lockheed Mountain great field position about near the 30-yard line of Fairview.
Well,
Atkinson just stared him down.
Yeah, he
that
did.
That was not the throw he wanted. Great camera shot there coming in on the sideline. All his teammates getting over him. Nice job, Grace. But I tell you what, though, that's a big play to start. Calvin Brandel now back at quarterback for the Lobos.
We're going to try to give you some crowd noise and some band and stuff, but that wind is just howling all over our microphone, so that's annoying.
Two set tight end right, flanker right. Dive left off the side. Yancey going downfield. Sheds one tackler, too. He's at the sideline. Gets knocked out after a gain of about 14. Nice start for the Lobos.
This has almost become a series that you can throw the records out the window a little bit. Typically, they're really, really good games here.
Yeah, Jordan Yancey, the junior there in the carry, if good for about 14 yards on first down to the 23.
And as we've talked about before, a lot of times you get some gaudy numbers in the pre-conference games.
Yeah.
And so you start getting honed in.
Yancey again to the outside, makes the edge, goes upfield. Nice tackle. Actually, wasn't just a good shot put on it by number 28 coming up from safety, and that's Schulpelt's roll. And the senior also, back and forth listed him as a kicker too. That was a pretty good pop for a kicker. I'll just say that right now because he didn't wrap up. He came and just put the shoulder blow to him.
Well, there's no animosity in your mind to a kicker.
Well, it's like I tell you what, if he hits that hard, I'm sure he kicks off and then runs down. Most of them go looking for the tea and a coffee. Tight end left, flanker left. Give strip middle to Adler. Sneaks away there, kind of just pushing his way forward. That was, Brandel might have got his foot stepped on by the center there. The exchange, it was just an awkward turn, trying to run a little trap play underneath.
You sound like you lost a girlfriend to a kicker before or something.
That's cold. That's cold. Play dropped in that time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Clayton Baca, number 15, back in the game. Stevens split way left. 3rd and 5 now for the Lobos. 4-man front, but 6 on the line. Brandel back to throw, tries to turns right into traffic.
Couldn't hold that block long enough, could they?
Well, and that's one of those, okay, your technique. He started drifting deeper, and if that wasn't a true rollout, which I don't think it was by the blocking scheme, he just got too deep for his blocker to get to, and that was an easy sack. And a loss takes him back out to the 25-yard line, so field goal coming. This is going to be a long field goal.
Well, it's against the wind a little bit.
A little bit of breeze there, and Paduska, he bombed the kickoff, but that's still going to be a 41-yarder in this cold air.
And he says,
plenty of leg.
He says, I got your 41-yarder right there.
And some. That was 50-some yards easily done. So, after one drive with the turnover for the Knights, they get the ball back, trailing 3-0 here at French Field. The Lobos lead. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
So you're catching us at a little different time of the day, Dave. Morning when we've had a few coffees or teas.
Getting our day going still.
Yeah, instead of 7 o'clock at night when a lot of good people may be thinking about resting for the day. So anyway, want to thank our sponsors for bringing us this. Had the trifecta this weekend, three games, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're ending up. We've had last night again. We talked about it's rare that you have a suspended game. We have several lightning stopped games.
Yep.
But last night it just wasn't going to quit and didn't quit probably till the middle of the night. So
yeah, no, that was a postponement. They'll decide it on Monday. One would have let the coaches get together that, but here comes Paduska now on the kickoff again. Boy, I tell you what, another high driving kick inside the 5-yard line down the right side. And breaking through on the open field, you break that edge. Going downfield is going to be caught right about midfield. And that's the way you run a kickoff back, folks. You don't wait, you hesitate and going.
Number 23 there on the run. Matt Greenwald, 6'2", 180-pound junior.
Well, and what he did, I mean, he put the heart and soul into it. He just took off running, and sometimes you get you get lit up doing that, but that's what you got to be as a kick returner, courageous there. And we got a Lobo that
and 6'2" is pretty tall for a guy doing that. He had a long stride, and I'll tell you what, that was a good-looking return.
Well, backside safety got him because otherwise he was off to the races. That'd have been a 95-yarder. But good field position now. Atkinson and Kemp in the backfield.
But you couldn't have kicked it any better. I mean, you put that right in the corner.
Prescribed every time. You keep doing that. You just got to break down. The field's a little slick. Mullenhauser comes off the field a little shaken up, but looks like he's all right. Atkinson throwing first down. Takes it deep. He's got a man open. Oh,
Same
what a
guy.
great throw. What a great throw. And, yeah, exactly. Just to turn and run. Greenwald, one of the leading receivers on their team, but have turn around and do that back-to-back. He's like, okay, somebody's tapped the top of his helmet. Atkinson barely missed him.
Head coach Tom McCartney for Fairview.
Been there for several years. Had a lot of great players, hadn't he?
Yes, he has.
2nd and 10 now for the Knights. Kemp right side, pushing around out in the middle of the field. Just rumbling, bumbling, stumbling on down, isn't he? I tell you what, he's looking for somebody.
Yeah, well, he hit his own guy, 55s, and kind of pushed him out of the way. Said, "Son, you're in my way."
Yeah, when you're banging in your own lineman, you know you want to go forward. But he did more than enough for a first down. Good run. Kemp again on the carry, same thing over the right side, just a little read drive. That time, guys got to him. As you said, Randy, you've got to get to him early. Not going to run away from you, but he's got that 2-3 step explosion. You can't let the big guys go.
He's had a very similar start to the season as J.T. Erickson has as far as yards, averaging 171 yards a game.
Yep.
So back-to-back nights, we see probably two of the best running backs in the state.
2nd and about 7 now. Accident throw, looks down the right side, steps up in the pocket, lets it go. He's got the man down the corner, touchdown.
Oh, my gosh.
They're going to call him out of bounds? Nope, out of bounds. I couldn't tell in that line down there. I mean, it was a great throw. I saw him skid the edge.
Which line?
Yeah, I know.
From here.
Yeah, from our side here. But he did push the edge, but a really nice throw by Atkinson. I tell you, the young man stepped up in the pocket like a veteran, stood tall, and just laid the ball out there for his receiver. Safety just couldn't make it over in time. That's tough for these corners when you got these spread offenses. Safety's got to honor the middle of the field.
They did make it into the soccer field on that, but not the football field.
Yeah, exactly. Kemp running on the right side. Met there by a couple Rockies. No gain on the play. Nice job both by Lobos number 50 in on the tackle right on the top. Jeffrey Reich, the junior.
There's a few running backs here, mind you. One of them is the Pittsburgh running back.
Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis.
The bus. We got the bus here. Jacob Bennett also there on the tackle, 44.
And some older chief, Robert Holmes. If you remember Robert Holmes, number 45, but that's who he kind of reminds you of.
Powerful. And
those kinds of running backs. And he'll find a place to play, I'm sure, on Saturdays.
So 4th down now and about 8. Got to get past the 24-yard line for the yard to gain. Axel looks down the field, kind of scrambling around. It's going to be flushed to the right side. Fires towards the middle. Got a man wide open. Good hit. Got to lay off to him and got to wrap him up. Dalton Schroeder come up pretty good pop on him. He held on to it. Nice throw. You get that much time, it's really difficult for a defensive back to not lose a guy.
It's Jake Shireen. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that.
Well, you know what? Call it complete.
To number 2.
Nice tough catch. He did. He turned it around and made some yards out of it. So a big 4th down conversion. Kemp again on the carry. Gain of maybe 2. Got a flag though on the far side right away, and it's going to be procedure against the Knights. I think they'll move them back. So that'll make it 1st and 15. But you look at the, that offense, when you got somebody as dangerous as Kemp, Randy, sitting next to you, that makes that passing game. I mean, it's the 1-2 punch every offense needs if you want to be really successful. If you can run and throw it with good balance. Axel looks forward this time now. He throws out in the flat to Kemp, catches it. He didn't even look to go around anybody. He just put his head down.
And number 19 hung in there, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that's just good job there by the Lobos sitting on there. James Chavez, the sophomore.
He might be two of Mr. Kemp.
Yeah.
He's got him by at least 80 pounds.
So 2nd and goal now. Ball just across the 10-yard line. Atkins looks to his left, flush around, grab now. He's going to go down.
And that's how you're going to stop Mr. Atkins right there.
Big, tall, just he kept his eyes downfield, but then sometimes you got to get away from pressure. Nice job, Lobos getting to him. So that's going to bring 3rd and to the goal line. A little bit of lifting in the clouds, Randy. He's getting a little lighter out. I might be too optimistic, but
get that wind to stop blowing, but I'm not sure that's going to happen today.
Flare pass right away to Camp on the outside. Boy, that's going to be a tough one there. Nice job, Chavez again. They take him out before he gets to the goal line. He's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. But what I like about that, right away, they saw everybody go downfield. That was design pass right away to the running back. Flipped it out to him on the sideline. And the big fella, he's got good hands. That's a nice catch.
He does. Soft hands. And Mr. Chavez is going to know he's had a first quarter here. That's for doggone sure.
Yeah, that's a tough way to wake up.
2 one-on-one tackles there. And
tough way to wake up on a Saturday morning.
It ain't cartoons, is it?
4th and goal now. Big play here early in the game. 4:52 left in the first quarter. Rocky Mountain showing blitz. And they do. They calls the timeout. So Coach McCartney takes timeout with the Knights on their side of the field. We'll take one up here, too. You're watching Streaming Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
4:52 here left in the first quarter. 3-0. The Rocky Mountain Lobos come out, get an interception right off the bat, and are able to kick a field goal, strong field goal of 40-some yards.
Yeah, 41-yarder, 41 good from a lot further out. Yeah, Pedersen's got a strong leg.
50. You see the soccer net there, and they play lots of different games here at French Field, and soccer is one of them, lacrosse, and who knows what else.
Well, everything's involved in these district fields. So, big play here, 4th and goal. Spread to the left, trips to the left side. Kemp sitting right back behind Atkins. He goes to throw, fires right away in the flat in the left side. Not going to make it. Nice job on the coverage there. He kind of got the ball out of his hands quickly. Nice catch, but the receiver had nowhere to go. Rocky Mountain all over him. So turnover and downs for the Lobos defense. Nice job of holding out the Knights from the end zone after 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
And Rocky Mountain certainly is not intimidated by the Knights today. They know what they're up against, but they've come to play defensively.
1st and 10. Quarterback's got his feet in the end zone just about, so you know it's got to be time to get the quick dive, make the play. Curl play right side.
Boy, that was a dangerous handoff, wasn't it?
Yeah, you turn around and you run those little sweeps in the backfield there. You're trying to get somebody to step aside.
And if somebody comes around from the other side and catches you, you've got a safety. So good job. That no gain, I don't think. But
so Lobo's got some replacements there. We talked about, your senior level not in the game. You see number 70 Tyler Kimball out there, just a sophomore. Spencer level 73 missing today, but his brother Noah, one of the captains, 75 playing obviously.
Yeah, I believe they'll be going behind him.
Well, you've got to move. You want to be able to punt. Part of the deal here is you want to get out of your goal line. Yep, they just got free 5 from Fairview. Brandel was a hard count, drew the interior lineman across the line, so without a snap, you're going to get a move at 5 yards.
I want you to take a look at that nose tackle, folks.
Now they're trying to, is it on Rocky? All I saw was the nose tackle stop there, and nobody had moved that we saw.
Nose tackle is Tyler Banks, 5'8", 230.
So after some discussion there, the ball's going to be moved on the encroachment call. So second down and about 5 now, getting out past the 6-yard line. Dive on the right side, just a scrum there in the middle, pushing forward maybe for 2. Just straight power football right now, Randy. They're just if they could get a first down here, that would be a pretty good deal just to be able to punt away from your goal line. You know, stopping somebody from getting touchdowns is great, but then the bad news is that's where you're starting.
Yeah, and Rocky Mountain knows their best defense is going to be their offense in some ways because Fairview can't throw that ball up and down the field when they're sitting over there.
Yeah, when you got Atkinson on the bench, exactly. So 3rd and 4 now. Brandel yet to attempt to pass. Motion with Yancey. Toss way left side, right across the scrimmage. A lot of time that they had all kinds of success with last week against Fossil, but then
this is
a little different team. Yeah. But a nice job of that defensive end recognizing the play. He turned around, and as soon as he saw toss coming his way, he beat the corner upfield, got around the corner, set the edge, and Lobos left a punt.
I made a mistake that Banks was a nose tackle. He's not. He's left guard.
Involved, though.
Yeah, he's in the middle.
High snap.
He's messing
no
things
rush.
up.
It's going to be a low kick. That's going to pretty good kick against the breeze. Going to bounce a couple times and just drop dead right there at about the 42-yard line.
You don't want to live that way all the time, but still, they stopped him. And
nope. Yep. Hughes Ford there with the punt. A pretty good punt out of his end zone with a kind of a swirling breeze here today. So Knights will take over 1st and 10 on the Lobo side of the field.
And a dreary day. We had the sun almost, and I see a couple of slivers of blue, but it's not supposed to see any blue today. So
yeah. That's the optimist in us, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So the Knights going back out in the spread offense. Kemp set to the right side of Atkinson. Looking to throw first down, take it down the middle. Is going to overthrow his man and just missed him because he had him in the seam there. And what
it was a bad angle, it looked to me like, because he threw it for one angle and the receiver ran another angle.
Yeah, he kind of had to cut back on it, but I think he took him to where the only place he could complete. I tell you what, I love the way Atkinson handles the pocket. I mean, he's a big, tall young man. He's 6'3". There's no issues with sight lines. We saw the issues last night with Fossil with their quarterback. Doesn't have that advantage of that being 6'3", and that for a quarterback is so much more. Kemp right up the middle. Nobody even got near him on the first touch. Just a quick dive play. Wasn't the read option, and bursts away ahead for about 18 yards.
Well, we underestimate the quick pop up the middle, and a lot.
Yeah.
That was just, there was nothing fancy about that, was there?
Well, and I think that's part of it when you got the spread out there. The linebackers just step to the side. You got a 4-man front, but you got 2 receivers split both ways. You got to go out with them, and there's gaps. Makes your receivers have to be covered man to man. That's for sure. Slant play come across the middle and dropped. Just a hair behind, but it still hit him in the hands, and that's probably a catch you should be making. But the drop nonetheless. So 2nd and 10 upcoming.
In Fairview, a couple of things you can count on. They're going to have a quarterback, and they're going to have a couple of receivers that are over 6 foot. That's kind of
well, and they they're always big in the 7-on-7s in the summer, and that's where a lot of that timing comes from. Atkinson, like I say, very accurate thrower so far. Blitz coming, picked up, back over the middle again. This time caught. Schrader with the tackle.
Well, you know what? They just went back and said, we're going to let you try that one again because that was pretty much the exact same play.
Yeah, just a square in. It's when you got twin safeties, they'll Tampa 2 over the cover top with twin safeties, and then the square end's tough for the safety to break back. He's got to honor the deep threat on the outside too, and they did a nice job of picking up the blitz.
That's good coaching, boy. I'll tell you what. When your coach says, you know what, you were open and you dropped it, let's try it again and see if you can't catch this one, and that's what they did. Twins
left side, tight end right. Give to Kemp. Going to be hit, struggles forward, just carrying a couple bodies down to the 3. Gain of a couple. Jacob Bennett, 44 on the tackle.
Good shot there of Mr. Kemp. His legs are, shall we say, powerful.
Trunk. Yeah, he's strong runner. Well, we saw in that little burst. I mean, he's got that burst right up the middle. Toss right side to Kemp. He's just going to go jogging from the outside there. There's on the edge, a pretty good block.
Simple play.
Somebody might want to say a grab and a hold, but he got spun around. But there was plenty of room to go, and touchdown for the Knights. So 58 seconds left here in the first. The PAT pending, and you can tell we still got some breeze. So Schutzpultz roll, number 28. Defensive back and a strong kick.
And good.
Buried that well back into the track. So 7-3 now our score here at French Field after just about 1 quarter play, 58 seconds for the kickoff. Tell you the difference there, even though Rocky Mountain did stop them from scoring the first time, punt back out to short of midfield, and it's still another short field. You're playing on that half the field so far. It's you're not going to hold out a team like Fairview for long.
No, you're not. And I think what we see here is, when you've got skilled players, that's what makes the world go around in football, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, high
we
school
see
and college
with Poudre,
yeah.
They've got the skilled players, and what happens is one skilled player can have a great game, another skilled player can not be on the game, but you still got a chance. And we saw last night with Poudre, Leal, we didn't really do anything, but it didn't really matter because they had other people to step up. And watch us also on Facebook Live today. We're on Facebook. If you're watching us, welcome. If you're one of the Fairview fans watching us, we thank you. Appreciate you tuning in on this Saturday morning football.
Yeah, one of those times where early in the day game. Next week, though, we've got the doubleheader on Friday. 3 o'clock and a 7 o'clock game.
They're getting a lot out of us this year, aren't they?
Yeah. Setting up shop here. Big kick up into the air. It's going to be dropping about 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone. I thought the wind might hold it up. A great height on that kick.
So Rocky Mountain really, they got to find their playmakers here. They got to get the ball to them and see what they can do.
Need to sustain a drive here. They've yet to attempt a pass. One time they went back and there was a sack. A couple first downs on the first drive after the interception, and then that stalled, made the field goal. But time to get your identity back here. Like I say, you're missing one of the best offensive linemen in the state today without Lavelle playing. So makes a little tougher road. Just you got to go all the way through. Who you got playing, though, don't you? Fake Clayton Bakken at quarterback. Option play right side. He's going to have a sprint down the far side. He's going to be caught about the 43-yard line. So a change of quarterback there, the senior.
Great vision there.
Well, in the cut back up field, and, had the wherewithal to know when he cut back, that's the open on the backside. And it's just an athletic play, just turn and run. First snaps of the year for Baca. Brandel coming back in, and actually, we're running kids back and forth as we say that. So you'll see the transition. Calvin Brandel started the game at quarterback. Now he's at receiver. Near side split, wings motion, and we've got a jump. Guys ready to go after a big play. You get it lamped up and didn't hold it in.
Well, and also when you see 6'4", 240 sitting across from you, that's you want to get a little extra time to block, don't you?
Get extra, yeah.
Number 73 out there, just good-looking athlete there.
Aussie Barton, senior, big defensive end. So after
That's a classic. He's a classic defensive end, isn't he?
Well, both teams play a four-man front, and I think they called another jump there too. Yep. I think that was more of a cadence thing. I had 3 guys moving there, and part of the change at quarterback will do that to you. You all of a sudden you're not used to the style of your quarterback, and Baca making a big play there on the run, but
now he's trying to give it back.
Yeah, 2 penalties in a row makes it 1st and 20. You got to get inside the 29-yard line, 28-yard line actually for a first down.
And that is the end of the first quarter. So our score, Fairview 7, Rocky Mountain 3. We've got a good game going on here. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those 2 rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Oh.
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
And there we go. You see our Twitter handles there if you want to follow one of us or both of us. Give you all the information for the games that we got coming up. And we try to keep that up to date a couple of days before and game day as well. So see the Rocky Mountain Spirit Band. Nobody has more fun than the band, even at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday when most of these young people probably be asleep still. So here's our second quarter.
So Lobos first down, but a first down and 20. Ball near midfield. After 2 penalties in a row for procedure. Dive off the side of Adler. No room there. Just a host of Fairview Knight jerseys around him. Rocky wants to run the clock and take time possession. That's the style of this offense, and certainly, if you do it well, you really control the game. You see Columbine, many others running the same way, but going to have to throw it effectively once in a while. Play shuttled in that time. Andrew Mosbar, the junior, number 81. He'll be split out here. Brandl, far side split. Adler, single setback, 2 wings. Baca under center. This time throw, looking back, screen pass set up. Adler's got the man to beat. Comes up and puts his shoulder in one. If he'd have waited just a bit, his blockers are trying to get there still, Randy, and just hadn't quite cleaned up because there's only one man to get there. So it brings up 3rd and 13, a well-executed screen play, but only gained about 7. Nice job by the defensive secondary of the Knights coming up to make that play. And it might actually, you could almost say this is 4-down territory here, Randy. If you get 5 or 6 on this 3rd down at least. Twin receivers top side. Baca back to throw. Going to have to get rid of it here. He's looking around. He's got room to move. Fires downfield. He's got, that's going to be, nope, dropped. Receiver, that's
not on the same page, were
no,
they?
they were not, because the receiver's starting to come back to him. He took it deep, and the only one that was even close to it was the safety. So that'll bring up a punt situation.
Give us a shot of that flag down there, Grace, and show people in the north end zone. That's the wind is blowing right now, so it's definitely a factor today.
And it's fresh.
Yes.
Lobos, Saren Hughes Ford kicking. Time he releases it, be near midfield, so with that wind behind him, I think he'd like to just pooch up nice and high. Which he does. Backwards turn on that one, faking it, trying to go away from the ball. Lands on the 10, going down about the 2. It's going to be dead and down right inside the 5. Oh, wow. We're talking inside the 1. Great hustle downfield.
Awesome job by the
nice
punt
job
team.
on kick coverage.
And that's what you really need to do with Fairview. You need to make them, if they're going to go, you make them go the full length of field. Don't make them go 40 yards because, as we've seen before, 40 yards is not much. Well, in their offense style, in their offensive style.
You've got a quarterback to take the ball downfield.
Have not seen Atkinson run. Not sure if that's a part of his game, any of that, but he seems like a pocket passer.
Yeah. Up underneath center now, bunch formation. Just give to the outside, almost a safety. Boys bounced around and get away from him. He was in the backfield hit. They completely stuffed the line of the Knights. And just a nice job by number 6, the running back, Braden Wood. Just turned around and just got to the edge, Randy. I mean, otherwise he was in the end zone. I'm really surprised how well they shut down the line there. And I was actually more surprised that Kemp didn't get the ball too, I think. Kemp now is your left back. If you see the way they line up, they basically in a half stance looking into the formation. Toss left side. Lobo's got to get outside. He's got the edge. It's going to be a foot race to the corner. First down yardage at least. Out past the 10-yard line for about a 13-yard run.
6 foot, 190-pound senior.
Shurind. Well, it showed some pretty good speed there, and just as you got around the edge, now you got room to go back into your shotgun formation, and Atkinson will go back with Kemp. 9:30 to play here. Snap, give to Kemp up the middle. Gain of about 4.
For the most part, they've been able to control him.
He had the one burst run there.
But
yeah. Like I say, though, that's got to be everybody comes to the party there to get him down. You're not going to see very many times one guy take him down.
Well, the only way that's going to happen is if he trips over somebody that he's just run over.
Turf monster. 2nd and 6. Atkinson looks down the middle. He's got a man in the slot. A little low in the throw. Nice job of going down for the reception. Gain of about 15.
And so far, that particular pattern has been open every time.
Bryce Desjardins, the junior. You know, that's so tough to take the timing. The safeties have got to move in with that pattern.
And that's not a 2-yard. I mean, that's a good 10 or 15-yard pass. So.
Well, it's a timing throw. He throws it well before he breaks. Can't give to the left side, but we're going to have penalty. Flag came, and you're going to see a procedure call. That'll move the Knights back. Thanks for tuning in to Stream It Sports. David Haase along with Randy McCoy, Grace Reader on camera today. If you have a chance, thank our sponsors, Schrader Oil, Pedersen Toyota, and First Bank. Let them know that you appreciate the way they help sponsor local high school athletics, football, basketball, volleyball, lacrosse, a little bit of soccer this next spring. Exciting year here locally. Man defense out there just trying to jam, trying to take it down the far sideline. Ball's up, long ball in the air, just overthrown. Nice job by Vitano, though, that time back in coverage. They're really pretty tough window to throw that one into.
Yeah, and you really can't play any better defense than that.
Show some arm strength there, too. He threw that ball about 45 yards linearly down the field, but from the middle of the field to the left sideline, that's an easy 50-yard throw.
Yeah, I would imagine there's a few people looking at him. And just a sophomore.
Yeah, time to grow. Back up over the middle, just a nice touch pass. Oh, wow, what a great throw. Holds the ball high. You want to talk about mechanics. He's doing it the right way, Randy, because that time, that was the second receiver to come through the middle. And you've got number 19 there going through it, Desjardins again. But he had the linebacker chased him. That's a mismatch. Because Rocky's playing a 4-man front with 3 linebackers, and one of those linebackers is going to have to pick up somebody coming out of the secondary receiver like that. Can't carry on first down. Kind of just turned around and tried to put his hip into it, didn't he? It was about a gain of 2. But
and really at this point, all he's doing is keeping Rocky Mountain honest for the pass because they've got to respect the fact that he might get the ball. And so that just loosens things up in the backfield, doesn't it?
Second and 8 now. Clock running, 7:30 left in the half. 7-3, Knights lead. Kemp left side is going to be thrown for a loss.
Oh, great job.
Well, I tell you what, guys getting in there right away.
51 on the...
Jumped right in there, and 50 falling right in there. Hayden Steffens and Jeffrey Reich, but Steffens got to him first, and like I say, you slow him down and then invite your friends. Loss of 2 on the play, 3rd and 12. Trouble is that they've got that 3rd and 12 play, don't they?
Yeah, they unlike most high schools, they've got several plays, and one of them they've already run about 4 times.
Kemp on the flare to the left. Quick little lob pass out to the side here.
They're not going to
be
get
first
that.
down. So that's going to be well short of the first down.
But I would imagine this is 4-down territory, especially when you have a 5'10", 230-pound back.
5'10" might include the top of his helmet.
Yeah. Again, we see a receiver cut off the...
Got a penalty on the play. And it's sportsmanlike conduct going to be called on Rocky Mountain. Actually, a sideline warning.
Got a little too close there in the box or whatever.
Well, the officials got to be able to run up and down the sideline. Every staff, every group, everybody does it. They're all, you're going to be up on the edge. So big play here, 4th and 4.
And you're right. And the last thing you want to see is an official tear an ACL or something because they
got tripped
over.
So if you see Kemp here right on the 50-yard line, not exactly a receiver's stance. And we're going to have a timeout called now by the Knights. So want a chance to talk it over. 4th and 4. We'll be back. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Tight shot there. The Fairview Knights in their huddle. Both the Lobos and the Knights out in their field. Coaches can go out on the field and take a moment with their players.
I have a late-breaking football news here. My grandson, Ewan McCoy, my 8-year-old, let me see, ran a 20-yard sweep to the left side, hit the corner, and perfect. No one could touch him in flag football in Kansas City, Missouri. So good job, Ewan.
Shout out from long distance from Grandpa. That's the best.
Getting like his daddy, Brandon, a good running back. So,
all righty. Yeah, a family busy weekend, no doubt about it. All right, so here we go. 4th down, single back behind Atkinson. Kemp set to his left, trips to the top of the screen. Man defense. Lobos have got 2 out there. They're starting to show blitz. That's going to leave somebody 3-on-2 on the left side. And if he jumps him, oh, nice throw. You know what? Atkinson backed off. He let the pattern develop, and he had his receiver just turn around and slide back underneath, and just a little lob pass.
Yeah, and we saw McFadden try that pass a couple times last night, and not really have the arm strength to do it. But that was, and he, the thing about it, he still squared his body up, even though he was running to the left. Mm-hmm. He squared his body up and was able to. And he had like 3 options too. So
the out covers. I think that was the initial play, and that was jumped pretty well by the Lobo defender. Short gain here on the crossing pattern.
Good as a 5-yard run, though, isn't it?
Catch there by Shirin, number 2. Bring it up 2nd and 7. Yeah, you got the Lobos have got to keep those those underneath routes. You got to keep them underneath you too as the defender. You've got to be able to make that tackle quickly. Those crossing routes are tough because the linebackers have got to turn and run. And Atkinson, if nothing else, has generally been very accurate. Finally back to a run and a pop there, taken down at run about 10 yards there. Kemp had nobody on him the first 10 feet.
Well, let me give you a good view. Number 82 for Rocky Mountain.
Cody Stevens.
Yeah, he popped him. He popped Kemp pretty good too.
He was He was not the hit either that time.
No.
But we do have somebody down on the field for the Lobos. So as a timeout here on the field, we'll take a timeout and they'll tend to him. But Alex, no, he pops right back up. So I thought we have to go away. Sorry about that. But better news, though, that getting off the turf there is number 50, Jeffrey Reich. One of my nominees for my all-hair team here this year.
Didn't know you had one of those.
Yeah, it's don't talk about it much. You and I are a little hair compromised,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
he has got it going on.
We have been disqualified from that.
Yeah. So, 1st and 10 now after the long run by Kemp. Takes it down inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Over the middle, just the crossing routes. And did he get there? Nope, just short of the goal line.
That's just too easy.
It's when you got a quarterback that tall looking out there, you got to take the spread, and that's just a really nice pattern.
Well, the other thing, he's not even having to think about a rush at this point.
No.
And a good quarterback knows how to pass.
Yep, 1-2, and if you blitz him with there's 5 people out, he's going to find them. It's depends what sword you want to die by.
It does make a difference when you have a good quarterback.
Bunch formation. Toss to Kemp going right side. Easily into the end zone. Just that short yard to gain. They do that. That's their short. His older brother ran that a couple years ago, Randy. So touchdown by Kemp. He goes and just lines up as the left wing back, and then slight motion just gives him a running start. Not many high school athletes are going to take down somebody that size with a running start.
Well, I was just going to say Dalton Schroeder gave it a good attempt there, but he ended up face down, and so
you're just not going to. You're trying to reverse some kind of inertia there that you're about 80 pounds less than. Snap, good kick. I'll tell you what. That's a really strong leg. I'm excited that Schuttpelt's role. Also playing some defensive back, up and going.
We've got another.
Well, Lobo went down, and I think he's trying to
get his wind, maybe.
Trying to block the kick and laid out. And
so we're going to go ahead to a break. You're watching Streaming Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
We're back here, young man. 4:33 left. 14-3. 4:33 left in the first half. 14-3 our score. Here at French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. Today's not so beautiful, but you know what? It's really kind of beautiful. We don't get much rain here in Fort Collins, and so for a lot of people, this is kind of a nice Saturday. You get up, drink some coffee, and
no hurry,
and except we get to come and do a football game.
Glad to be here, bringing this game. Fairview, as advertised, another top 10 team visiting here at French Field. Stumble on the kickoff return. Adler does pick it up, gets the sideline, Randy. Going downfield ends up being, you see that so often, it looks like disaster is imminent. And Yancey doesn't give up on the play, gets a good head of steam going, breaks around the left side, brings out near the 40-yard line.
Probably a block in the back is.
Yeah, that's in the middle of the field there.
Holding. Well, and the wave goes by you, and if you can get by that wave, there's lots and lots of room to run, isn't there?
Yep. Unfortunately for the Lobos, though, the holding penalty will move them back. That is so often the case on special teams. It wasn't anywhere near the play. Flag thrown out there in the middle of the field, and the ball was clear to the left sideline. So instead of near the 40, they're back at their own 20. 1st and 10, though, Rocky Mountain with 4:25 left here in the half. Need to find some offense going. Ball's on the ground. Running back took the handoff, a little low on the handoff, ran right into his offensive lineman, and it just coughed straight out. It just went straight forward and easily picked up by the defensive back.
And that's one thing you do not want to do, especially down 14-3. And
well, like say you've got a new quarterback in who hasn't played the first couple of games this year, and all of a sudden things can be a little different. You obviously see the athleticism of Baca on that run before, and find out whether or not there's just differences in how different quarterbacks handle the ball, and the use and the mesh with that running back. That's so important in the Rocky offense. Kemp carried right up the middle, bouncing around. Got Lobo jerseys all over him, still managed to pick up 5.
We used to use a term for home, the human bowling ball, and that's what he looks like a little bit. He runs like that.
Powerful build.
You just don't want to be one of those pins.
Yeah. Kemp again breaks the outside, one man to beat to the corner. Tackle, nice job on the outside there by number 19 for the Lobos, coming up and saving the corner. James Chavez, the sophomore.
And, you know, you talk about you get into game 3, you never know about the competition of the first couple of 3 games that a team plays, but at this point, Fairview is all we figured they would be. And
well, holding call is going to bring this one back. But, yeah, well, Rocky has definitely for many years never shied away from playing the best teams in the state.
No,
they've played Columbine, Ralston Valley, and you can the good and the bad of it is you play the best competition. It makes you better, but then you may not shine like other local teams that don't schedule the same way. So 2nd and 14 now after the spot foul. Axon back to throw, trying to step a screen pass. He's got his man over the middle. Slides off of 1 tackle. Forward down inside the 20, so picked up about 11 maybe. But
less than smooth execution on that one.
Yeah, there was a little slow. Then he comes in a little drag pattern underneath. I like the execution of the play. As you draw it up on paper, that's tough to follow because he was set on the left side of the formation, then comes underneath. And linebacker had him, just slid off of him. Would have been maybe about a 3-yard gain if the first tackle would have counted. Give right back up the middle, nowhere to go there. Rocky Mountain plugging it up. Good to see back in the game there too, Randy. Jeffrey Reich on the tackle. He's made several plays in the backfield. Left defensive end for the Lobos.
Just a junior.
Yeah, fairly young defense. Last year, Rocky, played a lot of sophomores, and that pays off in a year or two. They're missing some key players today, but no lack of effort for sure. 4th down, 6 yards to go. Field goal pending here. Ball will be placed at about the 28-yard line, making a 38-yarder. Good snap, big kick.
Not even
good.
Not.
Well, we've got
not even a thought, huh?
We've got 2 big-time legs here at French Field today, don't we? So that one driven deep into the end zone again, and Schutzpelt's roll, just strong leg kicker. If you want to go far in the playoffs, 5A, you need to have all those things that you see, but that special teams, you've got to have the punting and the kicking, and if a place kicker with that kind of range that we've seen both from Paducah and Schutzpelt's roll today, that's difference making.
Yeah, and the way he attacks the ball, he's confident when he kicks it, and even some kickers who maybe hit a lot of extra points, some field goals and stuff, they don't attack the ball like that. But that's, you're looking more to almost a pro set of way of doing things with some of the Fairview.
We've got, like I said, we've had 2 kickers easily from long ways out.
Yeah, both of them could easily hit a 50-yarder, I believe, today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Fairview now will be kicking off to the Rocky Mountain Lobos. 2:03 left here before half. You're watching Stream It Sports. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you.
Yeah, Lobos just got to find some spark on offense. But I think the last thing we want to do is give Fairview another chance with the ball. Kind of a knuckler that time, almost set up in the spiral. Goes down to the ground again. Got to the outside, though. Yancey on the edge, be tackled from behind, outside the 30, 35-yard line. Another good return. This time, no flags on the field.
Ilowski on that. Really a good tackle coming up from behind.
Really did.
Good speed.
That's showing good hustle. You run by the play, and you got to turn around and come back. Lobos 2 split ends, double wing formation. Stevens on the near sideline.
They're going to have to pass here really to score in 2 minutes.
Give over the left side. I think sometimes not letting your opponent having another chance is also a pretty good way to put your offense in gear. So it brings up 2nd and 8. Clock running, 1.5 minutes to play here in the half. Lobos do trail, though, 17-3. Their initial drive resulted in a field goal, but since then, not much going on. Baca running to his right side, lost it downfield, just over the defensive back. That was a pretty tough spot to throw it into.
Yeah, that thing almost grew wings when it was in the air, didn't it?
Yeah, he floated it nicely, and just, like I say, the defensive back was back there. It would have been a nice one to drop in there. That would have been one heck of a pass to complete. Didn't have any options over on that side because when you're looking at a bunch of offense there, all of a sudden there's not the trips out there. You only got a couple choices downfield. And 3rd down, that stopped the clock, so 1:15. Be interesting to see here, Randy, if you throw it or run it. Because if you throw it now, you stop the clock. If you don't, and they've got one timeout left over on the other sideline, and you want to make them run it, they're going to run it there and make them use that timeout. Did get near 1st down yardage, Joe, struggling out close to the 45, be just short.
That's a big call here. I mean, I think you got to punt that thing down. You get, even though Fairview is not to this point, I know they can.
Well, there's going to be a timeout taken on the field right here at the half, trying to stop the clock. 59 seconds left. So Lobos will consult and figure out what they want to do with 4th down, and we'll be right back. You're watching Stream Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
We're back here. You see the band having a little fun out there, trying to stay warm. I looked at some of the outfits. Got the tuba player over here.
That's right. You got it all going on. I've got there's a whole litany of things we could describe there.
Yeah. There's a nice little harpo wig down there too. The tuba players really got it going on. So
somebody's got into their Halloween closet early,
and they're going to punt the ball away, which I think is a smart move.
Yeah, Hughes Ford back. Excellent snap. This time up in the air, ball driven down about the 25-yard line. Fair catch, bobbled briefly. So a good safe punt, knocked it downfield inside the 20. 52 seconds left.
Now
in football terms, that's not a long time, but
we've seen this Fairview team either last year or a couple of years ago come down with about that much time and.
Well, you're about to the time of the game where you almost need to have 2 linebackers and another defensive back come in, Randy, because you're getting picked apart over the middle. Atkinson is very accurate. You just have 2 linebackers spy on Kemp, and you got to have that 3rd defensive back instead of the linebacker in coverage. Zone play. Push from the back there, but Kemp goes around the outside, gets out of bounds, stops the clock. I thought for sure we're going to see a block in the back call there because linebacker got knocked down from behind, but not that time.
Seems to be fairly arbitrary call
as
we've seen in the past couple of games.
Yep. Love to be able to tell you that we got a young man coming in the game there, number 31 for the Lobos. I don't have a 31 on my roster. It's handed out today. Sorry about that. 3-man line now, 3-man rush. Long out pattern here. Nice job on coverage. Chavez doing a nice job down here. That left corner, the sophomore is Randy.
Yeah, and again, as we were talking off air here, Fairview has not really tried a long pass or to go for it all.
Miles Morton, number 81 there, the 10 receiver. Like I said, just a long out. They're trying to manage the sideline. Well, now they got 3rd and 6. Another incomplete pass here, and you just got 40 seconds left. They'll have to punt it away. Probably go a little bit more high percentage right over the middle. Yep, there's the slant play. Morton comes across, misses one on a tackle. Schrader come flying up, but kind of had his head down.
This could be brought back on a holding call.
Yeah, deep in the backfield. That helps you get a little bit of time there when you get a holding call.
Yep. Worst thing about it, was there was nobody around him, so it was a kind of an easy call.
Yeah. So we're going to replay third down. Ball we spotted right near the 10-yard line. Lobos able to get a decent stop here, Randy. They're going to get a punt. They'll get the ball midfield. Big play coming up here for the defense. Third and nearly 20. Got to get out to the 28-yard line. Most offenses in high school that you would say, okay, that's just a shot in the dark, but not this one.
But they've kept everything underneath at this point, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of...
Well, Rocky's back in man. They only got one safety, and he's right standing in midfield. That's Cody Stevens. Everybody else is in man defense. And actually, Fairview's just going to let the clock run out. So they're going to play it smart, not even give a chance to make a play and have a chance to get the ball back. So after 2 quarters of play here at French Field, 17-3, the visiting Knights lead the Lobos on a chilly Saturday morning. We'll be right back. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Toyota's national clearance event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those 2 rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on them.
Sorry to cut you off, Wayne, there on your commercial, but here's the Rocky Mountain Dance Squad.
Lions, let's hear it for the RMHS dance team under the direction of Tessa Graham.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those two rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get $3,000 cash back on RAV4.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne?
And I didn't give away.
And here we go. Second half, 17-3 our score. Rocky Mountain staying in this game, mainly trying to hold on to the ball. But
well,
we were talking about with Fairview, they have a little more of this kind of a control offense. They don't sling it around like we've seen other teams.
Yep. I think that's when you see a quarterback. We remember Johnny Photo coming up here, and he traditionally, you talk about slinging, he was the gunslinger, and as the senior, Aiden Atkinson's got all those attributes. He's just a sophomore, though, and I think if we see him up here in 2 years,
he'll be throwing it around. He'll be slinging it
all over the place. High kick up into the sky, comes down right about the far line, drops the ground. Lobos have had 3 in a row, but then they've turned them into plays. Oh, that's a great non-block out there. There's one guy had a chance to throw a block there, and he laid off of it. So 3 times Rocky has dropped the ball. 3 times they picked it up and made a big return out of it.
Yeah, and it's been to their advantage.
Baca coming back out at quarterback. Actually, no, it's Brandel at quarterback. Baca going to receiver now. Kind of interchangeable, it seems, this game. But there's just no offensive output. The one long play they had, the first drive with Brandel ended up being a field goal, and then Baca, about his second play under center, had about a 40-yard run. Nothing since then. Yancey around the right end, though, this time moving downfield. Gain maybe got to the chains, but
they're
very
giving
close.
him that
right to the edge.
Good spot there. Nice tackle there by number 19.
Yeah, it really was. It was
Desjardins.
Yeah, Desjardins. I asked.
Did you?
Yes, I would have butchered that one too.
Desjardins.
Thanks to John Yunt, who's up reporting from the Boulder area today. It was good to see our guys at different rivals come up here and get used to the same faces. It's nice. Let's talk about TJ back here and doing the PA tonight. Worked with us a few years ago.
TJ Frasco, who did
big time TJ now.
Well, he did a whole season with us.
Boy, right side again. Yancey turned around, made about another 6-yard run out of it.
Well, and Rocky Mountain, they've got to have somebody step up and make some plays. Because to this point, it's what they're lacking.
Got a patchwork offensive line up there. I'd say you got Noah Loveland there, but also Tyler Kimball, 62 out there, Shea Bloomer. The guys that need to get some consistency here. Got to get some first downs. Ball across midfield, but need to put that string together. Touchdown on this drive would be what sets the table for the second half. Give right side again. Depends on the spot. I think he might be just a little short, but usually that's your department.
Yeah, he's a little pretty good spot there. I have no qualms with that.
Yeah, I never really saw it. It seemed like you got the surge past the 45, which is the yard to gain. A little bit more rhythm going now. If you like I say, this is that kind of offense. If you can get that 4 yards or plus on a carry, All of a sudden, the game gets really short, and your defense has been out there the whole time.
Fairview's coming with a little bit stronger defense than a lot of times we see come up I-25.
They got the 4 down linemen. They got everybody else pushed along the line of scrimmage. Give left side. Yancey again out into the secondary. Gets away from another guy. Spins away with 2 tackles inside the 30. Picking his way along there. It's been about 40 yards of rushing yardage right here to open up the half.
You know, Yancey reminds me of a couple of running backs from Fossil Ridge a little bit. Sprayberry boys. He
Both of
runs
Andrew
very
and
similar.
Brandon. Yep.
Very
nice
similar
forward
style.
lean. Got active feet sliding side to side.
Not overpowering and not tremendously fast, but they're elusive. How you like that for a word?
No, man, you nailed it. That's exactly right. Hard to get in front of.
And I used it in the right context.
Somewhere a grammar school teacher is happy.
Yeah.
Right side, Yancey, the other time ran right into the end, who got around the edge. And Adler was he had no chance to get it. I think
he was not elusive that time. Was he?
and they did a nice job, Fairview that is, of just coming across the line of scrimmage and shutting down the edge. When the defensive end can set the edge like that and there's no way to get around him, and that play is not designed to turn back under. And you need a kick-out block. What Adler needs to do there with recognition as the season goes along, you'll see that he'll just take the way the defensive guy wants to go, just let him keep going and move him out of the way, make that gap underneath. But credit that defensive end for the Knights. Like I said, he looped around there and then dropped. So second down and about 14.
And everybody's moving there except the people that it counts, which is the center and the quarterback.
Yeah, the ones that had to have it happen.
That's a case where everybody was trying to predict the count there, wasn't it? It looks like we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout on the field now is taken. So early here in the third quarter, still 17-3 Knights. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So Rocky Mountain, 2nd and 14.
Quick timeout call there.
Yeah, not sure.
Make sure on the right page.
Yeah.
2 receivers in this near side. Referee stops play again. The umpire, a lot of Fairview players clapping and
Somebody
applauding.
must have put their hand down and took it back up.
Yeah, that would be the call. And coming out of timeout, that's just not what you want.
No.
Doesn't take long sometimes to prove. You still got 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-olds out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's Coach Brook expressing his.
Yeah, what can you do?
It's 3rd down, not 2nd down. The scoreboard was wrong.
Randall flushed it there, trying to get forward. Going to be sacked, lose 2 or 3 yards there.
It says 2nd down on the field, so it was 2nd down.
Yeah, a good blitz call by the defenders over there, and just nowhere to go. I think one of those offensive plays now, if you're going to spread out a little bit, you take that quarterback draw. I've not seen that. Tyler Highland ran that really well last year. But Lobo's offense going backwards in this series so far since that first down. Welcome to those Fairview fans across the way. There's probably 50, 60 people that made the drive and enduring a little bit of a early fall weather. Good crowd across this way. Student section, say Saturday morning high school students, not their spot.
And
Brandel,
not sure.
Yeah, that was trying to throw the out pattern out here, trying to hit his receiver on the slant, and he got hit as he was throwing it, so nothing happening there. It's going to be a punt situation now for the Lobos. This would be a pretty good spot to consider a fake punt, Randy. I mean, if you punt it down there, you may only gain about 15 yards. Ball's on the 40. Kicking it back to a pretty good offense. All the trouble is that for the fake punt to work, you got to get inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you got to go a long ways.
Good snap. Nice high kick up in the air. Fair catch is being called. Trying to fake it away. Once again, the ball bounced side the 5.
And it
goes short. Yep, it did. It did hit the goal line. Just barely.
You know, it's only cold out if you're out in it, so.
Yeah.
The wind has consistently blown at
pretty good pace over
about
there.
The same way.
So the skies are lifting a little bit. I mean, the moisture is gone, but it's still pretty chilly.
And it would be if you were sitting out in it, or if you were sitting
next door,
being a camera person.
Yeah, Grace is carrying the load for us today for sure. That's the weather outpost for the Stream of Sports NoCo broadcast. Camp on the quick handoff, dive play up the middle, gain of about 4, maybe just less than 4 yards probably.
It's the kind of game and the kind of weather and stuff that guy might want to just keep that clock running and say let's get back to Boulder and call it good here.
Well, you got a pretty good option there when you're handing it.
Yeah,
handing it off.
Guy might
Mariano
score a
Kemp
touchdown or two with that mindset.
Yeah. And Rocky being a running team, we were remarking how the half went so quickly the first one. No, Atkins looking downfield. This time going to be dropped. Nice coverage downfield by the Lobos. Nowhere to go.
And that's the only way you're going to stop him is get pressure on him. And the way you get pressure is it works hand in hand, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. Downfield coverage and then getting up underneath. And like I say, big, tall athlete, those same attributes that make it easier for him to throw and see above his line. Is also, makes it a little tougher for him to run away from people. So the sack, I'm not sure if he actually lost any yards and then maybe just call it a run and a tackle, but either way, no gain, 3rd and 7. Blitz shown, they drop out of it. Atkinson looked left side, ball's popped up in the air. Interception coming forward. I tell you, Cody Stevens saw that, Randy, from ways away. And Atkinson sticking with the play a little too long, got his arm hit, and Cody Stevens making a great jump on the ball. If he hadn't got tripped, I think he goes to the house because nobody sees him coming. He already had head of steam beat up, but great anticipation.
Well, credit to him that he kept his eyes on the quarterback and didn't have his back turned or anything like that, because a lot of times you'll have your back turned, you don't even see the ball.
Yep, so 5:58 player in the third. Lobos get a break. Take over at the 27-yard line of the Knights.
Need to come away with some points here.
Yeah. Run left side, going upfield. Adler cuts around a couple Fairview defenders, gets downfield. Nearly a 10-yard gain. They're having some success on the ground. They just got to keep stringing together. You got to have that. You can't have that minus play, and then a procedure penalty. You stay away from the things, the minuses, and be consistent.
And they're having success running wide. Got a officials timeout. I guess they want to
take a look at it.
Measure.
All right, what's your expert eye?
Well, I didn't see where it was sitting down. I think they're an inch short. And I was off. They're 6 inches short.
Maybe, yeah. You still got the eagle eye, no doubt about it.
So, do you do the old times? You have nothing to lose here. Do you?
One of those.
Do you run something that you're going to be able to pick that up on 3rd down?
Or
are you executing
3rd and 4th down both here?
Yeah. Or are you executing well enough to take a chance on that? Do you just go ahead and get your first down? I'd try something in the end zone if it were me.
Take it downfield a little bit. You got Stevens and Baca, two good receivers at the top of your screen there.
You got to roll out or something. You got to have some time.
The safety's over the top of them too. There's going to be room because they're giving the room. They are going to throw. Look to the outside. He's got a man wide open in the corner. Takes it down to the edge. That's going to be interference. He grabbed his arm bad. Baca was wide open. Great throw by Brandel, and the defender knew he was beat. He just grabbed him. So penalty in the end zone.
Good to know you got a coach down there that still goes by that old school of.
Well, you had a down to waste. You had 2 downs to waste if you wanted. In a lot of ways, the way they're running the ball so far here. So penalty in the end zone.
Which doesn't matter in high school.
Brandel actually got his hand hit. That ball kind of fluttered, and you see him come to the sideline holding his throwing hand. So Baca's going to have to go back to quarterback.
Yeah, and that's cool cool doesn't make it feel any better
No,
either.
not at all. No, not at all. And that's just a quick chance. We see Kate, trainer down there, OCR, and the trainers. We get all these kids that play here at French Field and all the other sports here at the local participants get great medical care and attention. So first and goal for the Lobos, 9-yard line. And somebody moved. Man, can't stand success today.
Well, we saw that last night with Fossil Ridge, that every time they'd make a good play, then they'd make 3 mistakes.
Make it harder. Yeah, yep. First and 15 now.
And you see right there on the screen, working on the quarterback. Great shot there, Grace.
Well, and if he's getting tape on that hand, and that's going to be his throwing hand, I don't know if there's just going to be a.
He may just turn into a receiver now, didn't he?
Yeah, it's a thumb. And if you've ever had the opportunity to throw and all of a sudden your hand hits a helmet, and on a cold day like today, that is a pain, no doubt about it.
Or maybe you equate it to slamming your thumb into the car door.
Yeah, it's not good. Left side run, gets by one defender, drives forward, got his head down back near the 10-yard line again. Easily in field goal range, Randy, but right now that would not be what's the desire.
They're really still, Rocky's really still looking for their go-to receiver. They have not completed enough passes yet this year to really know who.
And Baca was that receiver last year for Tyler Highland, and just getting back into the game rhythm. But he's got to play quarterback now with Brandon Loud, who is back throwing on the sideline. Throwing is one thing. I want to see if he can take a snap, because your right hand dominant, that is your snap hand. Slant pattern coming, receiver didn't look.
Well, we saw one of those last night, didn't we?
Yeah.
That went 90 back the other way.
Yep.
And that very easily could have happened.
If the receiver would have looked, he was wide open, because it's one of those. Don't know who's wrong there.
Yeah, the timing just wasn't there, and
because the inside receiver took straight down the middle.
One of the things that was good about it is because the receiver didn't look, the defenders weren't looking either.
Yeah.
For the pick six, because that would have been
a little bit of a crusher.
That'd have been a crusher. So we've got a Fairview student athlete down. So we'll take a break here. Yeah. 17-3 our score. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
4:48 left here in the third quarter. 17-3 our score. 3rd and 11 for Rocky Mountain.
Motion going across the formation.
3rd and goal, actually, from the 11.
Baca back to throw, this time underthrown. Just didn't get anything on that ball. You can see he stepped and didn't have his plant foot.
Yeah, that's a young man who has not thrown a lot of passes yet this year, right?
Yep. Yeah, the ball just didn't get there. So going to have Cody Stevens comes back in now. He tried to go get the ball. He's letting his shoulder hang down. Field goal attempt coming up for the Lobos. Paduska. Ball be spotted at the 18, makes a 28-yarder, high snap.
And it's good.
Yeah,
easily.
That was just a chip shot, wasn't it? Boy, we've got a couple pretty outstanding kickers here on the field today. So Lobos come away with 3 points after the interception by Stevens with Paduska's field goal, but they still trail 17-6 here at French Field. 4:27 left in the third. You're watching Stream It Sports.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
See the Lobos there huddling up, the kickoff team. Want to thank our sponsors, Pedersen Toyota, Schrader Oil, and First Bank. If you'd like to become a sponsor, and we're already looking at next year's sponsorship totals and partners, you can email us at rmccoy@streamitsports.com. That's RMCCOY@streamitsports.com. We have several packages that suit your business or organization, so let us know.
Chance to support local high school sports and athletes, student athletes here doing those extracurricular things that part of every fabric of every school.
And that's
not coming out.
And
that's not coming out.
That's with the wind, too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, he took a 4-step kick and drove it deep in past the end zone. That's something. Over the years, we've seen a lot of good kickers in the Front Range, haven't we?
Yes, we have. And this year, Rocky seems to have the corner on the market.
Yep. Saren Hughes Ford both kicking, punting there, and Paduska with the kickoffs there too. So back on offense now after the turnover last time. Give the ball to Camp right up the middle. The big fella starts moving, and the pile kind of goes with him.
Yeah, and that, there's nothing like having a stabilizer like him, is there?
Yeah.
That you can kind of say, all right, guys, let's calm down.
Yep.
And give it to our 5'10", 230-pound bus running up the middle.
7 yards on the carry. He might be getting close to 100 yards worth of rushing, maybe about 75, 80. Give it to him again this time, but Lobos saw that coming and jumped on it. So it brings up 3rd and 4. It's just kind of surreal being here for an early afternoon game and having the lights on since we got here.
Yeah, it's although if you're on the field and you got all that equipment on, I'm sure it's probably fairly comfortable.
Yeah, no, that's good playing weather, that's for sure. So bunch formation coming up here. You got to look for Kemp on the left side. Just stand ups if he's going in motion, and yep, there comes the toss. Got a head of steam up, crosses at 30, he'll get the first down.
Yeah, again, we saw his brother.
Nothing fancy at all about that.
We saw his brother that same play on a few times.
Lambert on the tackle. Yeah, if you're going to be getting in front of number 5 over there much of the day like Lambert and the other linebackers have, and the guys up front, you're going to know you've been in a football game. So 1st and 10 now. Knights ball at their own 31. Bubble pass out the outside. Schrader coming off the block forces him outside. We're going to have a holding call. I said because Schrader had good line to get outside there, and the receiver just grabbed him. So that'll get moved back. Spot foul, which looks to be right about the 34-yard line. So that'll move the ball back close to about the 24-yard line. Repeat first down. Yard to gain is about the 42. And it seems that after the interception, and they're just a little bit of a stall in that offense now. Rocky's defense playing pretty well. Another chance they get them off the field. Kemp straight up the middle, bounces around, gained about 5 or 6. So no matter what, they'd like to run the clock. I say it's going down. We're in a 2:26 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and
it's a 2-score game too. Lobos have got to get that's a touchdown and a 2-point PAT plus a field goal. So that's still the bigger gap. You can run the ball comfortably there if you're Fairview.
And we've both been in these kinds of situations where you're far from home and let's just get this win and get on the bus.
Some days, you want to play the complete game and fake that time. They'll hold it. Fire downfield. Had a man coming out of the backfield wide open. That's a good play recognition. I'll tell you one thing. Atkinson's got the physical attributes, but what I've liked so far is how well he recognizes the plays in front of him.
Yes.
And for a sophomore, that is such a big deal.
Yeah, and the physical attributes will increase every year because, little bit of a slow release and all that stuff. But again, what's a sophomore? 15, 16 years old?
Yeah. Yep.
So
more than likely still 15. So 1st and 10, ball just crossing midfield there. Flair pass out the outside again.
Another beautiful pass.
Yeah, no technique.
Folks, that's not an easy
No.
you know, that is not an easy pass to make.
Footwork is so important there, too, because what you saw there is he took the snap, turned right away, Randy, just like every other sport. Anything we've ever coached, Sheeran, he didn't have to break stride. He took the ball going forward, didn't he?
Yeah, it's
you're
not that easy.
Shooting a jump shot, playing defense, or you're playing football, footwork is key. Kemp straight up the middle. Bounces off one tackler. Downfield. And
probably going to be another hold.
Yeah, it was. There was a call by the umpire right there. Kind of hard to go down line to make a tackle if someone's pulling you back, I guess, huh?
So the infraction of the day seems to be the offensive holding.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've seen that many offensive holdings the whole season yet.
Well, it's that old adage where you can call it on about every play if you want to. And did it influence the play? Did it things like that? You know, run right up the middle, and if one of those linemen or the linebacker gets grabbed. Yep. So 2nd down and about 14. Atkinson looks downfield, looks his left, he's got a man in the flat left open. He's got a man wide downfield. We got a late flag coming, and he caught it.
And
tackled.
got out of it.
Yeah, the ball was, I think the ball got caught up in the wind. The flag here in the near sideline, I don't think is going to be, I don't think it's going to be on the, it may be a sideline flag. Nope, actually going to be against Fairview. Eligible receiver downfield.
And Fairview doing a pretty good job of shooting themselves in the foot this third quarter, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Rocky Mount could hang around a little bit here, and all of a sudden you've got to you get a play happen. We've seen much stranger things than that.
And quite honestly, I'm surprised. You know, I thought they'd have 30 points on the board by now. And
yep. Just had a little shot there of 42 Neil David, the middle linebacker for the Lobos, coming over to talk to Coach Brook, and he's got that big padded cast on that left hand. That's a football player. Just a broken hand, just a broken wrist. Still going to be out there.
So 2nd and 15, and
2nd and 15 goes to about 2nd and 20. They got to get down to the 37-yard line. Snapping inside their own 45.
And they might let this clock run down the end of the quarter. No.
Snap, Atkins back to throw. Blitz coming. Dances around. He's trying to take it right down the field. Oh my gosh. Almost what a great catch. I like the long ball he throws. And just think about that in a couple of years, watching him get a little stronger. The receiver, number 81.
Miles Morton.
Morton again.
Good effort and hit the ball in the air, but just could not. So that's the last play of the third quarter. Boy, that flew by, didn't it?
Well, a great quarter there for both teams, moving it back and forth. Lobos get a field goal, but still trail. You're watching Streaming Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
We're back here now to the start of the fourth quarter. A little back and forth. Lobos took advantage of an interception early in the third quarter, drove down, ended up with a field goal from Poudre. So they trail by 11. Fairview back and forth here. Now they got a third and about 20. You've had a couple of big holding penalties and eligible downfield, negating long plays. But a third down now, and they're back with the wind at their back for the fourth quarter. Atkinson looked downfield, throws the flare outside to Kemp. Steps around one tackler, but not two. Neil David, number 42, came across there. And nice job by 44 for the Lobos. Broke down. That was Jacob Bennett. Randy, he didn't get the tackle, but he stopped and made him change direction. And Kemp going sideways is not
That's
what
not
Kemp
his game,
No,
is
it's
it?
not, yeah. He's a straight line runner.
I mean, he can break a tackle, but he's probably not going to break 3 tackles in the open field like that. He'd rather run over you, really.
So fourth down at midfield. Now, I've seen the Fairview quarterbacks punt before, but to go for this one is a very interesting call.
Yeah, it is, and we're sitting here with the line right by us. One of the Rocky Mountain guys might want to back up a little bit.
Yeah,
right
there we
on
go.
the.
Yeah.
Oh, he is going to punt.
Yeah. Did fall back. They've done that for a long time. Ball bounces back, grabbed to be down about the 14-yard line.
Hey, that works.
Yep.
It don't matter how it gets down there, does it?
No. Well, it just makes the defense still look to see if they're going to play you honest or not.
And in high school, most of the time, the quarterback is one of your better athletes on the team and usually can kick a little bit and throw a little bit and run a little bit.
Well, I like the call there because it simplifies the formation for sure, but
and if Rocky
didn't
Mountain
take a big punt, you just need to get it downfield there.
And if you're Fairview, if Rocky Mountain's going to score, you don't mind them taking 7 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to
if they can hold it together for 7 minutes.
Which so far they have not got to the end zone. So in a game where they've run the ball pretty well, they just have not had a chance to string together. I think they maybe got one complete pass.
Yeah, and so they've moved the ball on the ground.
Baca back in at quarterback. Give this side lift. Just to maybe a yard or so. Like I say, they've run the ball pretty well, but without Spencer Lavelle and your best lineman, the best player basically on the field today, not out there, that changes your success ratio. So 2nd and 8, clock is running. We're down to 10.5 minutes to play in the game.
There's a lot of meat on that defensive line for Fairview, and you got to move that if you want to run.
Lobos out, splits both ways. Single receivers outside. Tight end right. Handoff going right side. Yancey stiff arms one, gets around. Doesn't get to the edge, though. Yeah, Fairview's starting to flow pretty well. That last series going to the north end zone, Randy, they ran that same play really well several times, but nice job of getting across.
And, if you're the defensive coordinator, you got to run 8 or 9 in the box, don't you, against Rocky Mountain?
Yeah, until you can prove they're going to beat you throwing, which they have not thrown the ball well at all today. The one pass that Brandel threw the end zone to hit Baca that was interference, that would have been a touchdown, easy touchdown. Defensive back did the right thing, and then look how it paid off. They held them to 3 points. If you're beat, don't give up 6. Live to fight again another play. Twins at the top of your screen, 3rd and 7. Throwing down. And ran out of time. So a delay of game penalty will make it 3rd down and about 12.
Speaking of the play where he's holding on to his arm, we saw young man Thursday night make a tremendous catch in the end zone when it looked like somebody was holding on to his arm in Abbey.
Yeah. The Seged. Now that was that's one of the better catches we'll see this year, I imagine.
Yeah, it's tremendous. You see the band there, and nice hat. That is a colorful hat.
Like I say, it's the time. It got kill it.
Good catch there by Grace on the camera.
I'm not sure that really goes with that.
Look,
but what does?
Yeah. Yellow.
Yep. Baca back throws, got a man down over the middle, overthrown, intercepted.
Boy, what an interception too.
A one-handed grab. Yeah.
And that's as good as a punt probably. So even though it was only 3rd down.
Be a pretty short punt.
Yeah,
well, as good as a shank punt. And, that's not been the case, but Baca's trying to make a play. I get it. But a little air into that ball there and just into the teeth of the coverage, unfortunately.
Yeah, he needs some more reps, doesn't he, before he first game he's been playing quarterback, so a little rusty.
All right.
Tremendous interception, though, by number 9.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 now, the Knights.
We'll see if they go for a big play here after the turnover. A lot of times you see that.
Make something happen. Does. Fakes it down the man, going to the far side. Oh, great defense. That's
great
just
defense.
really, really good defense down there. Number 21 for the Lobos, Jacob Gallahan, the junior.
Well, he ran him right out of bounds where he couldn't.
And he turned, too. The important thing about it, he turned. He showed the official his face. He's looking back at the ball. He got up underneath, his back right on the front numbers of that receiver. I mean, wasn't a bad pass, but good call on your part, Randy. Like so often after a turnover, you try for the home run.
Well, you kind of want to, take the momentum back from this game. And right now, I'd say nobody has any momentum. It's kind of a no momentum game right now.
Flat. X back to throw again on 2nd down. Dan right over the middle. And that's a really good catch because the break on the ball by Schrader from the safety behind, but the receiver kept his body between the ball and the defender, and just two-handed catch. And that's how you catch the ball. Reached out with his hands, didn't he?
And that's a 25-yard bullet.
That was a dart.
Across the middle, folks. Not too many high school quarterbacks complete that pass.
Nope. So 1st and 10 now, the Knights on the 19. Still looking to throw the ball.
Boy, he's got such good vision, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well,
and he's willing to take the underneath. A lot of quarterbacks go ahead and throw that up and hope he gets something. But what I like is he's willing to go ahead and take that 5 yard and say, okay, well, we'll come back here. And I've got number 5 still in my pocket that might be able to.
Well, 7:52 to play here in the game, and that's been 3 straight passes. I think the Knights would love to get one more touchdown on the board. They've been shut out this half so far. Kemp on the give, the right side. He gets the outside himself, going to the corner. Yep, and he does. Defensive backs are fighting downfield, can't see it. And that just clipped to the corner there. He just had, not saying a clipping call, I'm saying he got the edge in there and it took it straight on in.
Players make plays, don't they?
Yes, they do. So a 7:33, 19-yard touchdown run by Mariano Kemp extends the lead to 23-6. So Schuttpelt's roll, attempting the PAT.
Yeah, boy, what a confident kicker.
Yeah, like I said, we've got no issues with kicking here today, do we?
No, it's when it's done right, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? But kicking not done right is one of the ugliest things in football.
Yeah, and it really, really limits you, So Lobos need to get a touchdown just to get their offense back on track. I mean,
we said that last night about Fossil Ridge. Same thing. We've got some teams that aren't really thriving offensively this year yet, or at least this game for Rocky Mountain. And, boy, you need, regardless of the outcome of the game, your offense has to feel like they can score a touchdown. And at this point, it's not happening. But, the difference, again, I go back to Fairview. A lot of times Fairview's come up here and they've scored a lot of points, but they've given up a lot of points too.
Yep.
This team doesn't look like that kind of team, do they?
Well, and I think with the running of Mariano Kemp, they've had decent backs in them before, but just as trying to stay more balanced.
He chews up time too.
Yeah, stay more balanced, doesn't take clock control. So 7.5 minutes left, 24-6. Just a solid workmanlike performance by the Fairview Knights offense. That time the short field after the turnover. So both teams have actually taken advantage of them. However, Fairview scored the touchdown. Goes past the end line, so a touchback. Rocky Mountain first down at the 20-yard line.
So we've got a plethora of games next weekend.
Yeah, we really do.
Talk a little bit about that. We've got a couple of volleyball matches as well.
Well, and if you look at, like to say, the ending up the non-conference play here soon, so we back out and everybody, the season within the season starts. So Baca still a quarterback after the injury to Brandel.
Talk a little bit about next Thursday's game, big game.
Offense option right side. Yancey.
He did a good job of getting 3 because he had 3 defenders
Yeah,
all
they
over
were
him.
hanging on him, didn't he? Somebody got a hold of his sleeve there. Thought for a second it was a face mask.
Next Thursday, big game. Loveland comes to French Field, take on Fort Collins. That should be a really good game.
Yeah. Last year, I think Collins would like to see them come back. That was a good Loveland team we saw last year.
Yeah, kind of got...
Back to throw, looking around, pressured, got his eyes down, trying to find a way to escape. Gets away from one, is going to be tackled, maybe made back the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he didn't lose anything, but probably got to throw that ball away.
Well, like I say, that's getting back in rhythm. It's your first time playing quarterback on the varsity level, and you want to make a play. Sometimes you got to say the best play is just getting rid of it, not getting held to no gain. And the clock running. 3rd and 10 now, 6.5 minutes to play in the game. Three receivers out. Blitz coming from them. Stepping away from it, heading upfield. Baca is trying to get to the sideline, doesn't get there. Down to about the 24.
Nice tackle. Number 19's an athlete, isn't he?
Yeah, he's made several plays on defense today there, and
caught several balls on offense.
Yeah, ran Baca down and
we'll let you say his name.
Desjardins. John Yunt gave me the actual. I thought that I'd have gone Desjardins, but being the international man of mystery that I am,
you are.
yeah. He says Desjardins. Either way, he's a football player and a pretty good one. So twin safeties back now across midfield. High snap. Nice punt. Hangs up in the air. Fair catch could be called. Right about the 43-yard line.
So next weekend we've got Loveland coming to French Field against Fort Collins. Then we've got a doubleheader on Friday, and I'm not sure which game is first, but I'm pretty sure the Bear Creek Fossil Ridge.
I believe that's correct.
Is the 3 o'clock game. Yes, you hear me right.
Bear Creeks have to leave on Thursday.
Yeah, and you got a district field. You got all kinds of things going on, so you got to play them when there's a slot.
And here's our second game.
And Poudre and Rocky, big rivalry.
That'll be the city rivalry game to this year. Atkins back to throw on first down. Fireman's got a wide open in the far side.
And
it is dropped.
That is the first time they've gone for it all, and they've been open every time they've tried it, but he just was not able to.
That ball was on the money, and his other field has been contested, but that one.
He was wide open, and it was on the money.
Yeah, he was already looking for the end zone, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's. If you're a Fairview fan, not necessarily heartbreaking, but for the young man, you want to see. Hate to see that happen, but if it's against you, I guess it's okay.
Yeah. Kemp give right side, moving around, gets back behind his lineman. Nice cut back, gets some plus yardage. I thought he had a chance to lose there. And just good patience staying behind those big guys up front.
I'll tell you what, if Atkinson ever decides to keep that, he'll be able to walk into the end zone.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look like they're running tight, but now he could do that, and
the scheme's not
nobody ever know it.
Not built for that. Yeah, they're not looking for him to run. Little bit of blue sky off to the east there.
Yeah,
strange sight. So 3rd down and 6. Back to throw, looking downfield, steps up. He's going to be sacked, though, and a holding call that's not going to be needed and taken. So
again, next week, the Friday second game is Rocky Mountain and Poudre, and probably the two biggest rivalries right now is Rocky and Poudre and Collins and Fossil, and so that'd be a big game. It'll be rocking.
Oh yeah,
be a big crowd.
Look for a big crowd here that night for sure. So after the sack, 4th down punt coming, but look forward to that schedule next week. And Bear Creek coming up to play Fossil will be a good one. Fossil looking to get their first win of the year, and they've had some moments. It's the 2 or 3 big plays that kind of took it away from them because they played Poudre to a fair amount of a standstill for most of the game.
Yeah, they did, and we talked about in the first half, couple of breaks, and
Wow.
My goodness.
That's a howitzer.
Yeah.
That ball was just launched.
And that's the same.
Now, is that
28.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Young man's got a leg on him, doesn't he?
That ball, I mean, that had a tight spiral on it, went up and turned over. I mean, the wind behind certainly doesn't hurt, but that was bombed.
Yeah.
About a 52-yarder in the air from the line of scrimmage.
Somebody might want to pick that kid up.
I think he's going to get a look or two.
So Bear Creek last year, Fossil went to Bear Creek, got beat by them, and so they'll want to
repay that.
1st
and 10 Lobos. Screen pass set up here, a little high, almost intercepted.
Almost a dream, defensive lineman's dream there. 55 had
55 had in his sights, in his grasp there. Yeah, Kobe Soden there, the senior. Yeah, the ball, it was just overthrown. Nice job execution. Baca got back there, had the defense coming to him, but he just put too much lofted over the top of Adler. And the nice thing, credit the defenders though too from Fairview coming up, knowing that all of a sudden they're pulled in the screen. They got their hands up in the air. They're going to increase that angle. So 2nd and 10 now, Lobos. 4:15 to play. Bubble pass left side complete. Heading downfield.
They got 1st down.
Good play call. Well, it's just, when they're bunched in the middle like that, all of a sudden it takes a half a block out there. So just a good catch and run by number 81 for the Lobos there, Andrew Mosbar, the junior. Pick up about 13.
One thing that has stayed constant is the wind.
Yeah.
Throughout this contest.
Still keeping that flag in the north end zone going. Baca back to throw again. Screen set up again. Short, picked up though off the ground. Nice grab by Adler. But somebody lost their hat. Tyler Kimball, a sophomore over there. Lyman helmet off. Referee says, nope, you can't hide. He tried to get back towards the huddle, and they said, no, you've got to go off. Dylan Myers, Canorti is back on the field.
Got a big volleyball game, too, on the 19th, Rocky and Fort Collins. So Fort Collins will visit Rocky Mountain in volleyball. We'll have Sam and Cody on that. So big week.
Dive play right up the middle, gain of about 4. Lobos trying to get right back on the line of scrimmage. So 4 down territory, I think, for the Lobos now. Fake to give, does give it to him. Second man through, going to be short of the 1st down. I actually thought Baca was pulling that back in to look downfield, but nice ball handling there. Adler on the carry. So 4th and short. Lobos obviously going to go for it. Quickly up on the ball. Baca, though, fakes give this time, tries to option it out. That's just got nowhere to go. Adler, though, boy, what a great second, third effort there.
He was at least able to get out of bounds, but...
Well, yeah, he got the 1st down, too. What a great Jordan Yancey.
Boy.
He got the ball. He was 3 or 4 yards away. That was just sheer want to. What an effort.
Our other broadcast next week is Windsor and Holy Family volleyball. So
busy time for NoCo sports.
That's become a pretty nice rivalry in sports, too, Holy Family and Windsor.
Ball knocked down the past line of scrimmage.
2:39 left here now in the 4th quarter. And if you're Rocky, the game is decided, but you sure would like to get down there and get a score.
Baca goes to the left side, flag on the ground. By everything right now, there's just a it's a rusty-looking pass offense right now without Brandel in there. Baca just getting his first chances, and illegal shift on the Lobos. Bad news, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty second, but they get down, play over again.
And they
nope, they declined it. Okay, they didn't get the signal yet from the referee. I thought they might move them back, but makes it 3rd and 9. No, they're just not in rhythm on throwing the ball right now.
3rd down and 9 yards.
Clock starts again with under 2:30 left now.
Plenty of time there, but this kind of.
Oh, they blew the whistle a little quick there, didn't they?
Yeah, that was like tagging her down. That was like 2-hand touch.
If I was a coach, I might have said something because your quarterback stopped playing. But I guess the whistle's a whistle.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, inadvertent or not, that stops it.
I think he was protecting. I think he saw that maybe he was getting ready to get teed up by 2 or 3 guys. But that's football. Minute 40 left now. And I think Fairview will be able to. Oh.
And got it tipped. High snap that time. Ford went up and grabbed it, come down. Mariano Kemp came in, and I'm not going to say he got off the ground, but he jumped towards him, and he got a piece of the ball. Otherwise, that'd be a roughing the kicker, but he got a piece of the ball, so that makes it okay to run into the kicker after that.
And,
Ford did get it downfield, down to the 26-yard line.
He could have made that a lot uglier than it was, too, so
yeah.
No need to.
He did. He extended his arms for the block.
They're going to be able to go in victory formation here, I believe.
1st down and 10, Fairview from the 26-yard line.
Think they'll
or
throw
maybe
it?
Not. Now they're going to do one. How many times have we seen that?
Yeah, well, then Rocky Mountain's got a number of subs in the game now, though. They're starting to put guys in there, giving a chance on the field. So 1st down, though, nice run by Kemp that time. That's his biggest run of the game, probably about 20, 25 yards there on the play, you think? 1:10 to play, clock is running.
I think a few people.
And now they've started to say, okay, we're going to let the clock run down and probably do the handoff about the time there is actually the count by the back judge, who does now start it. Hands off to 24.
Yeah, it's getting another running back in there, too.
Yeah, ball's on the ground, but it's going to be covered by Fairview. Short of the 1st down. That'll take us down to 40 seconds by the time they spot it and wind it.
And still, and should just go into victory formation here. Yeah, and this will be the last play of the game.
Atkins just going to wait it out. Substitution in next to him's number 4. I don't even have a number 4.
Yeah, and given some of those young guys a
9,
carry,
yep.
You don't get that many chances playing behind Kemp. So
Villarreal there.
There you go.
So a very workmanlike fashion early in the game, and it kind of held the lead and stayed with it. Lobos had a couple of chances, but were unable to get in the end zone. 2 field goals was all. So a final score here for French Field. It's in the books.
Yes, it is.
Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.